the topic of same-sex marriage has always been in news, and every single year some or the other new update keep on coming on it. And now again the topic has been in news in our country because of the certain fundamental rights and all other acts that are associated with it. So we will be talking about it today. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be talking about the topic of legalizing same-sex marriage. What is the status all over the world and what is the status in India? So let's get started and see the timeline first. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the arguments of the petitioners in favor of legalizing the same-sex marriage. Then what has been the views of the Supreme Court on the same-sex marriage? Then what is the scenario in other countries, or whether the same-sex marriage is allowed in other countries or not? Then the arguments against legalizing the same-sex marriage. In the end, the Special Marriage Act. Then a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1 and paper 2, that is society and social empowerment topic. See, you should be able to know first the view of the Supreme Court on this regard, then what are the arguments in favor of legalizing the same-sex marriage and what are the arguments against it, and then about the Special Marriage Act. So overall this video is of utmost importance from mains perspective, essay perspective, and also the question can be asked in prelims. So let's get started and see the news, and the news has been taken from The Hindu Explained, and it says toward legalizing same-sex marriage. So the important point here is first knowing what is same-sex marriage and then what is the status regarding legalizing it all over the world and especially in our country, that is India. So first of all, it is important to know that what is same-sex marriage. What do you understand by the word same-sex marriage? So it is when a male wants to get married to a male and a woman wants to get married to a woman. While biologically we believe that men needs to get married to a woman, while not following this, when a man thinks about marrying a man, that is like one sex wants to get married to the same sex, that is what is called the same-sex marriage. So first let us understand that what is the news, or why is this news about the same-sex marriage going on or making headlines. So recently what has happened is the Supreme Court of India has issued notice to the Center and to the Attorney General of India, and they are saying that petitions has been filed by many people regarding legalizing the same-sex marriage in India. Then a plea by two gay couples seeking recognition of same-sex marriage. So they want a recognition to the same-sex marriage. The important word here is recognition, and they want this recognition under the Special Marriage Act 1954, because in India the special marriages, they take place under the Special Marriage Act 1954. Then at present what is it? It is about the non-recognition of same-sex marriage. So presently the same-sex marriage is not recognized, and the discrimination that has struck at the root of dignity and self-fulfillment of LGBTQIA couples also. So it is about that when they are also humans, then they also have the right like other people to live a peaceful and a dignified life. So this is what they are saying, and then they want recognition to the same-sex marriage, and that is under the Special Marriage Act. So now let's begin with the video. Now what are the arguments of the petitioners? So now what is it that the petitioners are saying? So they are saying that the act is ultra vires the constitution. So they are saying that the same-sex marriage is not mentioned in the constitution, but this is not going according to the constitution also, because constitution talks about equality. So when equality can be given to a couple of men and women, then why cannot the same-sex marriage be made legal? This is what they are saying. Then they are saying that it discriminates between same-sex couples and opposite sex couples. As I'm saying that if a man marries a woman, then it is fine. That if a man marries a man or a woman marries a woman, then why is it not accepted in the society? So this is what they are saying is discrimination, that discrimination is going on. Then they are saying that the denying same-sex couple both legal rights as well as the social recognition and status that flows from marriage. So see, when a male and a female gets married in a society, then what is it? Then they are regarded as a married couple. Then they are given a certain social status and their marriage is recognized somewhere. While on the other hand, if two people of the same gender gets married, then what do they have to go in a society? Then society does not accept their marriage, the recognition is not there, and then they have to face certain kind of a backlash also, and even their family members many a times do not accept their marriage. So this is what they are also arguing. Then they are saying that it is violative of the fundamental rights to a dignified life and equality, that is Article 21. So they are saying that it is even violative of the fundamental right, Article 21. Then they are saying that grant same-sex couple the same protection that is allowed in intercaste and interfaith couples who want to marry. And that is why they are saying that the same-sex marriage should be included in the Special Marriage Act. So this is what is their argument. First, what is the first and foremost point that you will be writing? First is discrimination. Second is violative of fundamental right, Article 21. Then it is ultra-vires the Constitution. Then they want the recognition, social status. These are all the arguments that you people can write in your mains answer writing. Then comes, let's talk about the legality of same-sex marriage in India. What are we going through as a nation? Then what is it? Article 21 talks about right to marry and the right to a partner of one's choice. The important word here is choice. Choice is the most important word. So in Article 21, now what at present we face is that the right of marriage has been given to people. Then right to life and personal liberty under Article 21 of the Constitution. Marriage is regulated through various statutory enactments in our country, and recognition as a fundamental right has only developed through judicial decisions. So when judicial decisions in our country is of utmost importance, then the judicial decision has been given under Article 21 that people have the right to marry and the partner of one's own choice. Then the declaration of law is binding. If the judicial decision has been given by the Supreme Court, then the decision is binding on all courts throughout India under Article 141 of the Constitution. So the point is, when the Supreme Court of India under Article 21 has said that a person has the right to marry and has the right to a partner of one's own choice, and then all over India, then this judicial decision will be followed by all the courts in India under Article 141 of the Constitution. Then let's talk about the views of the Supreme Court on same-sex marriage. What has the Supreme Court of India said till now regarding the same-sex marriage? So first, as I've told you, that in the Safin Jahan versus Ashokan KM and others 2018 case, marriage as a fundamental right. And then in Hadia case also the Supreme Court said that one has the right to marry of his own choice. Then Article 16 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Puttaswamy case, they also talk about that right to marry a person of one choice is integral to Article 21. So when it is coming under the fundamental rights, then comes the point that why is it not legal, or why the legal laws has not been made till now. Then the LGBTQ community entitled to all constitutional rights. This has been said in the Navtej Singh Johar and others versus Union of India 2018. So this is an important point, and it says that LGBTQ community is entitled to all constitutional rights. While in the Navtej Singh Johar case only, it was said that decriminalizing section 377 of IPC. So if you will see, you need to understand these 2 points. First, they are saying in the Navtej Singh Johar case that decriminalizing section 377 of IPC. They are not saying that the same sex marriage has been legalized. No, they are not saying that the same sex marriage is legalized. They are saying that section 377 is decriminalized. That it is not a crime. There is two different things. They are decriminalizing, but they are not saying that the same sex marriage is legal. So it is decriminalized, but the same sex marriages has not been given a proper authority that this is very well accepted and a legal backing can be given to it now. So in the Navtej Singh Johar, decriminalizing section 377 of IPC, and then LGBTQ community is entitled to all constitutional rights. This is what was said. So this is an important part, because many a times when you are doing your answer writing practice and also writing essays, then if you will quote the Supreme Court judgment, so that gives you an extra edge over others. Then it also says that members of the LGBTQ community, then it is inverted commas, so the exact line is given, are entitled as all other citizens to the full range of constitutional rights, including the liberties protected by the Constitution, and are entitled to equal citizenship and equal protection of law. So that is why the point of legalizing same-sex marriage keeps on originating in our country or all over the world, because it is not that all over the globe every country legalizes the same-sex marriage. No, there are countries who are legalizing the same-sex marriage, but on the other hand, there are countries who are not legalizing the same-sex marriage. And the countries who are not legalizing the same-sex marriage are far more in number as compared to the countries who are legalizing the same-sex marriage. Now let us come to the scenario in other countries. So in total at present there are 32 countries who have legalized the same-sex marriage. And who was the first country who made the same-sex marriage legal? That is Netherlands, and they did it in 2001. Then most countries in North and South America and Europe have legalized same-sex marriage. So if you will see, these 30 plus countries who have made the same-sex marriage legal, they are either American or European nations. Then most recent country to legalize the same-sex marriage is Mexico. So this is about the scenario in other countries. Now let's talk about that. What are the arguments against legalizing the same-sex marriage? So first and foremost, and the most important argument that even in our country, which is given, and the society, or I would say the parents or all the elder people in our society, they give is it is against biological relations. So mostly it has been said that men marrying a woman or opposite sex marriage is accepted, and the same sex marriage or the same gender marriage is not accepted because it is against biological relations. And the most important, it's also the inheritance or about the offsprings which will be coming in future. Then this point has been raised again and again, and this is the first and the foremost and the most important topic which has been said. Then fundamental rights are not absolute. So if the people or the petitioners are arguing that it is in Article 21 that a person has the right to marry of his or her own choice, then it has also been many a times said that the fundamental rights are not absolute. So this becomes the second point. Then the lack of legal framework. What is needed, that if the same-sex marriage needs to be legal in our country, needs to be recognized in our country, needs to be given a certain status in the society, then what is the most important thing? The most important thing is to give it a legal backing, because when a legal backing is given, it gives the credibility and authenticity to the people that yes, this thing is legalized, this thing is recognized in our country, and people are doing certain things because there is a legal backing given to it. So till the time a legal framework or a legal backing will not be given to the same-sex marriage, then things will be difficult and it will take a lot of time for the acceptance of the same-sex marriage in our country, which is so diverse like India. So these are the top 3 arguments that has always been given. First is the biological relation, lack of legal framework. This is important. Then fundamental rights are not absolute. Now let's talk about the Special Marriage Act 1954. So what happens is, whenever we get married or whenever any couple gets married in India, so they need to make it registered in somewhere or the other, and the marriage takes place through some act. So the marriages in India can be registered under the respective personal laws, and that is the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, Muslim Marriage Act 1954, or the Special Marriage Act 1954. And we will be talking about the Special Marriage Act 1954, and it is an act of the Parliament. So what it says, it gives provision for civil marriage for people of India and all Indian nationals in foreign country, then irrespective of religion or faith followed by either party. This is an important point, irrespective of religion. Then it allows people from 2 different religious background to come together. So whenever a person of 2 different religious backgrounds come together, then their marriage is registered under the Special Marriage Act and not under the personal laws. Like, see, if there is someone of 2 different religions coming together and they want to get married, then their marriage will not be registered under the personal laws, then it will be registered under the Special Marriage Act. Then the procedure for both solemnizing and registration of marriage, whether either or of the husband or wife or both are not Hindus, Buddhist, Jain or Sikh. See, this is an important point. So you need to understand that when people of 2 different religion come together, then only the marriage will be registered in the Special Marriage Act. So whenever people of Hindu, Buddhist, Jain or Sikh community, because it is believed that all these 4 religions has been formed from Hinduism, then either, see, listen to it, try to understand it, that the procedure for both solemnizing and registration of marriage, this is till this line, it is simple. When either of the husband or wife, like between husband or wife or any of the husband or wife or both are not, they are not Hindus, Buddhist, Jain or Sikhs. So if they are either of the husband or wife or those or both are not Hindu, Buddhist, Jain or Sikh, then only they will be a part of Special Marriage Act. Otherwise, they will be a part of personal laws. And if a person is married under the Special Marriage Act, then then his or her marriage will not be a part of personal laws. So this was about the Special Marriage Act. Now let's come to a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And it says, consider the following statements regarding the Special Marriage Act 1954, or you can say consider the following statement. When a person solemnizes marriage under this law, then the marriage is governed by personal laws. Also, I've just told you this. Then it provides a civil form of marriage for couples who cannot marry under their personal law. So I think these 2 statements you will be able to do, because we have just now discussed, and you have to tell the correct answer, and the codes are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So try to solve this question and give me the answer. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.